Good afternoon and welcome to Studio G. I know, I was practicing. Good afternoon and welcome to Studio G, campus news made for the rebel in you. I'm Sabria Reed. Our first story follows the Route 91 massacre that took place exactly 2 years ago today. A change is happening to the festival grounds that no one saw coming. Our reporter Zachary Green has the latest.
Well, it's been exactly 2 years since the Route 91 Harvest Festival, where 58 people were killed and countless others were injured. And MGM Internationals has just announced they're going to be going forward with their original plans of turning the Las Vegas Festival grounds into a parking lot and community center. Last month, MGM International announced that the company will be continuing its plans to convert the Las Vegas Festival grounds into a parking lot and community center, splitting the 15-acre lot into first a community center where sporting events and other functions will be held, and second, a parking lot for football fans needing transportation to Allegiant Stadium. Many locals are unsure about how they feel towards the whole event, but are hopeful for the future.
Off the top of my head, I can just think that, maybe at least on the surface, what they might be trying to do is trying to get rid of the, stigma or the atmosphere that's sort of filling that place and trying to overwrite it with, something that just seems completely disconnected with what happened that day. But it doesn't really seem respectful in any way.
Since the Route 91 Harvest Festival, the grounds have remained under lock and key with tarps covering the fencing and chains around the gates as the site remains a secret to the outside world. Although it has been 2 years since the event, it's still fresh in many community members' minds.
I feel like, is this community service happening because the Raiders are coming into town now? So now I'm kind of like, I hope a company starts something because it's like their good intentions, but I don't want anything to feel forced and feel planned out for another program or another event happening. So I feel like if they're doing it for the Raiders coming to town, then that's just a really bad look for them.
In spite of the changes, many people across the world are staying Vegas strong, knowing that the city is still fighting to overcome this hardship. Now, a lot of community members are still scarred by the event and aren't too sure how they feel about this happening and the changes MGM International is planning on going through with. Reporting for Studio G, I'm Zachary Green.
Route 91 massacre. For more community events and support regarding October 1, you can visit vegasstrongrc.org. The tragic death of Paula Davis left UNLV and the Las Vegas community in shock. I attended the vigil here on UNLV's campus in remembrance of her. Take a look. One of our very own UNLV students, 19-year-old Paula Davis, was shot and killed September 6th. Students and staff gathered for a vigil held at UNLV's amphitheater to share memories of Paula and pay respects to her family.
She made me feel less lonely and she made me feel a part of something.
UNLV grad student Giovanni Ruiz was arrested and accused of shooting and killing his girlfriend Paula. Mr. Ruiz appeared in court during his arraignment at the North Las Vegas Justice Court. This is Sabria Reed reporting with Studio G. If you are a UNLV student and have been affected by Paula's death, reach out to UNLV's Student Counseling and Psychological Services, better known as CAPS, at 702-895-3627. CAPS is available to help. The DMV honors those who were lost in the October 1 tragedy. Reporter Alyssa Anderson shares more details.
We are here this morning at the North Las Vegas DMV talking about the new Forever Strong license plates we released on October 1. The plates have already been set to place in order. This plate has a black and gold background with the Vegas Strong logo in the corner. I had the opportunity to speak with Vegas local Guyleen Pucci and her insight about the plate.
Well, I think it's a fantastic idea, the way Nevadans can come together in this tragedy and make it something positive. I think the revenue for the Resiliency Center is a great idea, as long as those funds stay appropriated for what they're supposed to be used for.
What a better way for the community to get involved. For more details, please visit dmvnv.com/mainplates to get yours today. For UNLV News, this is Alyssa from Studio G.
To purchase your customized license plate, October 1, visit dmvnv.com. There is a new facility available on campus to students. Jeff Jens has more on the story.
If you've passed through the Lee Library in the last year or so, you couldn't help but notice the renovations going on during the creation of the makerspace. It's the new facility available to UNLV students. Associate Dean Pat Hawthorne says the conversation began in 2016 with a vision of a space where students could experiment with emerging technologies. They began to plan making their vision a reality in late spring of 2017 from a creation by librarian John Watts, who developed the idea of 7 zones for students, with the makerspace being one of those zones.
And so this provides kind of a do-it-yourself space for students to come in and use new kinds of technologies like 3D printing and laser cutters and vinyl cutters to do creative projects that might be part of a class, or also to do things that might be related to research projects or projects that they're working on. So we know that some of these technologies are employed in several classes around campus, but very often the technology that the students use was limited to the students in a particular class.
The staff at Lee Library anticipates use of the makerspace by faculty as well, while professors look for new and innovative ways to create projects for students.
So we know from some of the interviews we've done with faculty and the research we've done is that faculty are looking for ways to give creative research assignments beyond the traditional research paper or the class presentation. So they may want a student or a group of students to work together to create a short film, or to develop and record a podcast, or to go out and interview a particular group of people and then create a film or something. So we know that those needs are there on campus.
With the required orientation to get started at the makerspace, it's available to all students, no matter your background or experience. There are staff and student faculty available at the makerspace during operating hours to help with training of all equipment.
This was a piece of plexiglass at one point.
And that's a part of what's behind this kind of a space. The library serves everyone. So while you might be introduced to a particular technology in a specific discipline or course, you might be creative enough to go, oh, I can use this in another course down the road. And so because the library serves everyone, we're open to all the students.
Current UNLV students, faculty, and staff who have completed the makerspace orientation are welcome to use the facility during operating hours, Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Friday, 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. For Studio G, I'm Jeff Jens.
For more on the new makerspace and to schedule an orientation, visit www.library.unlv.edu. It's that time of the year again. Bid Day. Greek Life welcomes new students to their fraternities and sororities. Our reporter Mike Chisholm sat down with members of Greek Life to get the inside scoop.
Bid Day, a Greek Life event where fraternities and sororities welcome their new members, has come. I sat down with some members of Greek Life to get the background of the day and the steps leading up to it. I'm here with Cambria Nelson from Alpha Gamma Delta. Now, can you please tell me about sorority recruitment?
So formal recruitment for sororities is 3 days. It starts Friday and ends Sunday, and basically every girl will come in and meet each chapter and have one-on-one sessions with them, and then they will narrow down their choices. And then it ends on Monday, which is formal bidding day, and basically the girls will find out which chapter they received a bid from. They celebrate, they run down the stairs, and then each sorority will have their own like party in a way for all the new members that they just got.
That's great. And what's the process after bid day? What do they do after that?
So after bid day, basically, the new members will learn a little bit of history about their chapter, about their values, why their letters mean what they are, and then they'll do initiation, and they'll officially be members of that chapter.
That sounds great. Fraternity bid day went on later that week. I sat down with a member of the Entrepreneurial Council to hear a bit about the day. I'm sitting here with Isaac Palialunga. Now, Isaac, can you tell me what you do for bid day on the fraternity side?
So what we do is we're not allowed in the student union that day because that's where all the decisions are made. So basically, if you are a P&M or potential new member, what you do is you go to the second floor of the student union, you see what bids you got, you pick the one that you want, and then your choice is announced to everybody in Greek life, and you're celebrated as you come down the floors or the steps down in the PETA Plaza.
Now, explain to us what a bid is.
So a bid is when a fraternity gives you an invitation to membership. Usually how you get that is by going to their rush events or recruitment events. And if they feel you're a good fit to their fraternity, they'll extend one to you.
That's great. Now, what do you to your fraternity?
So I am currently the recruitment chair as well as the membership education officer. So I'm in charge of setting up rush events and meeting new people and making sure that we get these guys to sign bids. And after they do that, now I'm in charge of their education throughout the process of pledging our fraternity.
That's great. Now, what is the process of pledging your fraternity, if I may ask?
So the process is a lot of fraternities haze. We don't. That's something that we eliminated from our process. But what we do is just teach them the morals and values of our fraternity, what it means to wear our letters and be a brother. And then after that, if we feel that they're fit, we run them through our ritual and pronounce them as brothers.
That's great. Thank you for this interview, Isaac. This is Mark Chisholm for Studio G. Back to you.
Congratulations to all the new members of Greek Life. NASCAR fans revved up their engines in honor of the South Point 400 race weekend. Our reporter Zachary Green went to the race and has the inside look.
Well, it's a beautiful day here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway as we transition into day 3 of the South Point 400. Over the past 3 days, we've seen racers from all across the world compete, but this is the big matchup. Let's go inside and take a look. Fast cars, family-friendly activities, and smiling faces sum up racing fans' excitement towards the South Point 400 weekend. In honor of the racing weekend, we were given an inside look at some of the best spots to go when visiting the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. From a giant Ferris wheel to the Neon Garage, fans are experiencing a weekend like no other. KJ Hare is a NASCAR enthusiast and is ready for more people to take part in the racing action.
There's just a lot more to NASCAR than going in circles, and a lot of times people only watch it on TVs and bars, so they don't hear the announcers. They're not learning what's really going on, and I think that's too bad because people miss out. But if I can bring you to one race, I can get you to come to more.
Now, I was given a special look at some of the vehicles competing this weekend inside the center of the track where Motor Speedway concerts, press conferences, and race cars are housed. We even got to take a look as pit crews changed to flat in under 10 seconds. And best of all, we even got to take a lap around the track. As drivers from around the U.S. compete in the 3-day series, fans are excited to see where the action will lead. Well, as the races get underway, fans are awaiting a new South Point 400 champion to be crowned. Reporting for Studio G, I'm Zachary Green.
Fans are excited for the next race in the Xfinity and Monster Energy Cup Series. That's it for Studio G. Stay up to date with myself and all of our reporters on Instagram at studiog.unlv and on Facebook at studiog.unlv. We will be back tomorrow with the inside look at what really happened at Area 51. I'm Sabria Reed, signing off.